Welcome back, guys, to your Kentucky X-Files. I wish we would have harmonized that. We've been practicing that.
Just wanted to do some. I wanted to do something different today.
I didn't. I didn't know what was it. Was that a D?
I, you know what? I don't even know. I have to go to the playback. I think I did an A. I don't know.
Oh,
But the guitar's so detuned, it probably is a D.
yeah.
So hi guys, Saturday morning. Not for you guys out there listening.
No, but for us it is.
For us, it's a beautiful Saturday morning, and a nice summer, winter, spring, all at the same time.
All the seasons.
Just a mixture.
Yeah, what did we have the other day? It was like 60 degrees outside.
Yeah, but it went from like 20 in the morning to like 50 something
Dude,
in the afternoon.
It dropped. It dropped drastically at after we left band practice. Shit, it dropped. Everything started getting frost when I walked in the door. It was like that scene in Day After Tomorrow, where everything's just started icing over.
Yeah, it just starts creeping.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I got home yesterday, I was like, it's probably going to get cold tonight. I went ahead and fired up the heater in the garage, and it got hot quick, and then it wasn't hot anymore.
Yeah, it got bad. I had to turn on my hiney warmer in the car on the way home.
Oh man,
warms the hiney cheeks.
Is that because did you get that because of how much success we've been getting from all of our fans downloading the episodes?
The car, no, the driver that brought the car. Yes,
the driver that brought the car.
So you got back seat warmers. That's impressive.
Yeah, it's nice. It's all this success is just it's changed us.
Yeah,
we're enjoying things that we never did before. You guys out there listening, like the other day, we went to White Castle, but we went in to eat. We didn't just drive through. Okay, I'm just saying.
That was exciting.
Measures of success.
Experience.
Yeah.
Right.
So, man, that last episode, guys, with the crazy lights in the sky, I finally got a response back from Amber.
Yeah.
Who the other lights, or maybe they're the same ones. I don't know. And she was blown away.
Yeah.
It was literally like a holy shit across the, I'm like, yeah. And it's funny, too, because a lot of the guys I work with, you guys out there, you know what, real quick, let me shout you guys out. I know you guys talk to me about the show every week. Where do I start? Jerry, shout out, man. David, yeah, man. He's always asking me if we found Bigfoot. Still really aren't looking for him, buddy, but, we'll let you know. And a huge shout out to a really new fan, big fan, and just an all-around cool guy. I want to get him on, man. Ex-military dude, knows his shit, has a lot of really cool opinions as far as, some of the conspiracy stuff goes. He really wants to get on and actually bullshit with us about these conspiracies. Big Steve. You know who you are, man. He's a whiskey slinging mofo. Get to bullshit with him every week. It's pretty cool. Kind of became fast friends with him. Super nice guy. Can't wait to get him on, man. You guys are gonna love talking to him. He's freaking awesome. He turned me on to a pretty good YouTube channel called The Fat Electrician. You guys heard of this guy?
No.
Oh, you guys will love it. It's this dude basically shows you prototype weapons that got tested, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just really cool stuff. I didn't even know the channel existed until Steve told me about it. He's like, you gotta check it out, And then fun fact, Steve watched a video and told me all about it, about a guy who was I guess he was like a doctor or some kind, and he bought Napoleon's penis. So yeah, just digest that one for a little bit there. He bought it.
I'm a little offended that nobody told me it was for sale.
I know.
Right.
I didn't even get
was this a secret auction?
I don't know.
And what kind of people would go to that type of auction? That's their main goal was I need to get this for my collection.
People collect stuff. I don't know. I mean,
right.
It just seems like a little bit of a weird thing to collect, in my opinion. But hey, whatever, man.
Woo.
Hopefully he didn't pay too much and it complements his collection. No,
Okay.
you look all clear. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Oh man, that was a.
He told me that in the middle of a store. We were both working. So thank you, Steve. I appreciate that one. I thought that was pretty funny. But
if I seem distracted, it's because I have a guest in the
Leroy,
studio. I have a guest in the studio with me right now.
he's a real good boy.
He's decided that laying against my leg is the thing to do. You want to be on the show, buddy? Come here. I'm gonna back up a little bit. Come here. Come on.
Leroy.
He's hard to see.
Leroy.
There he is.
Oh, look at that face. Yeah, he's bashful.
Yeah.
He's a real good boy. He's such a boy.
He's impossibly black.
Yep.
Like the light doesn't even reflect on him. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, all I could see is his ear and his eyes. I could see his tongue every now and again. There he is. Oh, there's the teeth.
Oh, he's tired.
Yep.
He's yawning.
He's a real good boy right there.
Thanks for being on. I wish you'd be a little more talkative next time. But it's okay.
Yeah. One of the guys I was riding with, though, we was talking about the crazy lights in the sky from last week, and he actually went on the record to tell me about some lights that he saw. And if I can get this loaded up, I'll let you guys hear it. Let's see here. I'll tell you one thing. You know what? Spreaker makes a good app. I love that I can actually hit record and it saves it right to the show. So if I catch an actual, somebody wants to give me some kind of statement out in the world, it's super easy to save it, and it's already in the program where I can, I can drop it in. Let's see if this works.
This was not a paid promotion.
Not a paid promotion, no. Should be. Spreaker. Looking at you. There we go. Dude, that is super easy. Oh my god. Okay, so I'm gonna do a test run. Hopefully, this doesn't blast your guys' ears out.
I'm pretty sure it was around. It was below Corbin. I know that for sure. Okay. I'm thinking Barbersville or Pineville. It was somewhere around there.
All right. And what exactly? Like, kind of try to put me there. You know what I mean? What did you guys see exactly?
So we were walking down a road where they were getting ready to start putting subdivisions in, and there was no lights, no nothing like that. We were out in the middle of nowhere pretty much, and me and my uncle, we were just looking at the stars and stuff. It was a little cloudy, but we could see the stars fine, and we noticed one star. It was we could see it moving. It was moving for sure, and it started speeding up and just kept speeding up until just out of nowhere it took off and it vanished.
No shit.
Yeah.
Was it just white, or was it any different color?
Now that you just said white, I mean, if I was to describe it, it'd be like a whitish, grayish color.
Okay.
So it wasn't like the color of a star, but
it was enough to notice it at least.
It was enough to notice it. Like you could see it, like it was blended in with the stars, but you could tell it was a little bit different.
Okay. That's almost like literally. That's like I said earlier. It's almost exactly what we're being told by all these different folks. You know what I mean? Like, it blends in, but now, and after they notice it the first time, now they look and they're starting to notice them more often.
Yeah.
So it's pretty wild.
Yeah, it freaked me and my uncle out. We were startled by it for sure.
No shit. Yeah.
And it was my first time ever seeing something like it.
Never seen anything like it before or after?
No, nope.
No kidding. Oh yeah. Well, I'll add this one to the. I'll add this to the file. You know what I mean? I'll add it to the episode. All right. Let's see.
Yep. There you go. Yep. So, pretty wild, man. People notice this shit. Now I'm looking all the time. Every time I'm out there, I'm looking. I'm trying to see.
Yeah.
If I see a light freaking flying around like nimbly bimbly, man, I'm gonna be recording that thing right then and there. And I don't know if you guys notice this. If you get a chance and it's a clear sky out there, whip out your cell phone, okay? Put it on video and try to record stars. Try to record an airplane and watch how hard it is. It's really, really hard. It's hard to keep the camera like stable,
I feel like that's the reason why I've done this constantly, getting up early in the morning when I had like if I have to go in at I have to leave at 3 and I'm looking up in the sky and I'm coming home late at night and I look up and I was like there's some things where I'm like man I really want to pull out my phone and record this,
Yeah.
but I know it won't do no justice. I was like every time I've tried to do this it looks like total dog shit.
Yeah.
It's like I just feel like I just be adding to the whole mixture of like all this like pareidolia, like oh
Yeah.
do you see that and stuff. I'm just like I don't know if I'm seeing something unique or I'm just like I don't know like, and I just know my phone, especially like crap. I only have like $100 phone from Boost.
Right.
Like it's not. I don't feel like my camera's anywhere near advanced enough to get decent quality.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I have a decent camera on this phone, and it's still hard. Hell, I don't know if I don't even know if I sent you guys that. Oh yeah, remember that day I sent you guys that? I was like, it would look like it was just woods, and I was like, it's not pareidolia, I swear. And
Yeah.
it was like all the way down and blurry was a deer in there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Sitting, and that wasn't even that far away. That was
Yeah.
35, 40 feet total. Like it wasn't bad. You know, it's just the cameras they're good. They're not infallible.
Right.
So you guys are gonna love this. Here is a message sent to us on www.kyxfiles.com. Love it. Love it. And it's from someone named Abron. I hope I'm saying that right. Abron or Abron. I don't know. Apologies if I said it wrong. But it says here, I am listening to Season 3, Episode 3 as I'm writing this, and I've had something slightly similar to tonight's guest. I'm in Oregon, and about 6 to 7 years ago, I couldn't sleep, and I got up to look out the window for a bit, and I noticed a star that would blink and disappear and then reappear in another spot. Then blink, disappear, and appear in another spot. It would do this in a triangle shape, repeating the same blink and move pattern, but never changing positions in the sky. I watched it for a good 60 to 90 minutes, and it stayed in the same position the entire time I watched it. At the time, it was odd enough to make you take notice, but not weird enough to really think too much of it until I heard your guest tonight. Anyway, I love your show, and I look forward to it every week. Take care. See what I mean? It's people are seeing this shit.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm being bold, I will. Fuck yeah, man. Thanks for writing in.
Yeah.
It's
awesome.
Yeah.
It's so
Thank
awesome.
you. Thank you. Did you
I've-
guys see the picture I sent you?
Let me see.
I put it in the our Discord chat here.
Oh, wow. What is this? What are we looking at here?
That is the UFO that was shot down over Alaska yesterday.
Wow. Let me save this image so I can show it to the folks.
I mean, if we're going to talk about the stuff in the sky, that's a pretty clear picture of some weird shit.
Absolutely. Let's see here. Image. Oh, it still had the picture of the giant mutant crabs in it. All right, so image 4. You guys out there watching, I'll see it down on the bottom right of your screen. Check that out.
Yeah, that's the aftermath. So this thing here, I'm reading an article here, New York Daily News. And again, I'm not certain what's accurate news anymore. It's hard to tell. So I'm just going with what information I can find that seems like it might be legit.
Right.
And this doesn't really lead any direction as far as there's no narrative to this article, and it's very short. It's actually you would think you could write half a novel about that.
Yeah. It's just a UFO getting shot down.
Right.
It's not.
A week after the Chinese spy balloon incident, U.S. forces shot down an object roughly the size of a car. Yet again, anything with the metric system. So this would be what 1/8 CB CSB would be 0.125 CSB. Right.
Yep.
For those of
Following.
you that are new to the show, that would be one Chinese spy balloon
Yeah.
is roughly 640 square foot. So
Yeah.
a car would be roughly an eighth of 2 buses.
Yeah.
Right.
We're gonna have to build a graph to convert it to canoes at some point. Because I know
Right.
Glenn's probably out there like, what is that in canoes? I have no idea.
Right.
I only use canoe measurements.
So, I mean, maybe the canoe is our metric system,
Yeah.
and CSB is our imperial system.
There you go.
So, right. But let's do, as long as canoes are divisible by 10, we should be all right. But anyways, so this Friday, uh, the Pentagon scrambled a jet out after it, right?
Yeah.
And apparently this thing was flying at 40,000 feet. And yet again, an F-22 is what dropped it, right? It was attempted study of the object while they were up there,
Yeah.
and immediately deemed reasonable threat to civilian aircraft. And it did not show any signs of a manned crew or maneuverability. That is the entirety of the article. And then it goes on to talk about the Chinese spy balloons.
Huh.
So, one paragraph dedicated to something that was shot down in American U.S. airspace. It's barely a paragraph. It's one,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4 sentences.
That's it, huh? That's all it gets?
Four sentences for something that we scrambled a jet and shot an AIM-9X missile at.
The only thing I'm confused about is why did they choose to shoot this down? Like, what was the?
It said right there, reasonable threat to civilian aircraft.
Well, so did they know that the Chinese spy balloon wasn't a threat? Well, they kept saying that that's the reason why they didn't shoot it, because it could have been a dirty bomb,
Right.
like something that's why they didn't want to shoot it over U.S. soil. So,
Right.
but that was the crappy thing about it, is that everybody was saying that they knew about it while it was over the ocean too, and it actually went through Canada before it went to us.
Right.
So they knew about it beforehand, and they let it come in anyways.
Right. It
So
seems like they're waffling back and forth on priorities.
yeah, so and they choose to shoot down something that they don't know. Okay, they immediately knew that it was a Chinese spy balloon, so we knew who it was. This, we don't know what it was. Shoot it down.
Right.
Like that, I don't get the logic behind that. Like this, we don't know who this is, so hey, fuck it.
And I'm a
Let's
little
shoot it down.
perturbed. I mean, what do you think it costs to scramble a jet and shoot one AIM-9X missile?
Yeah, it's probably pretty
The
expensive.
whole Amazon budget.
Right. I mean, I'm going to look up the cost of that missile if my keyboard would cooperate, because I typed in AI.
You probably can buy one off of Amazon.
Right.
Yeah.
And you might get a cheaper price.
It says here, I just looked up the topic on Above Top Secret, and these guys are quoting someone named Ryder had said, American pilots who flew alongside the latest object before it was down determined that no human was on board. He added it was incapable of maneuvering and did not resemble an airplane. Ryder and other officials would not say whether it could simply be a weather balloon or another type of balloon. The quote was, "It wasn't an aircraft per se." Somebody had mentioned it might have been space junk, but space junk that hovers at 40,000 feet and doesn't burn up on re-entry is a bit suspicious.
Right.
You know, so really interesting. The only thing that gets me is that the F-22 flew alongside it for a while.
Yeah, because you said that it was studying it first before it made the decision.
So one missile costs almost $400,000.
Okay, maybe not. Maybe one plan of Amazon's budget.
One missile costs $400,000. So what's it cost to scramble a jet? You know?
Yeah.
I mean, this could very well be almost $750,000, event, and we get 4 sentences and no information.
Says Fox News reported on the Hannity show that the object was described a cylinder shape like a pop can the size of a car.
Hmm.
Interesting, yeah. Also, people on here are citing that it is suspicious that an F-22 flew alongside it. And for those who aren't familiar, I'm not going to go into the science and all this, but let me just clarify one thing. F-22s are not slow at all. They don't have a,
hover mode.
They're
Yeah.
they're balls to the wall or nothing at all. You know what I mean?
Right.
The old term down in the mountains you might hear is they run like a scalded dog. All right?
Yeehaw.
There's a couple other ones that I won't utter on here, but still, you get the gist. And like it said here, so it says here, if an F-22 was flying with it, then this thing had VTOL capability.
And an F-22 costs $34,000 an hour to fly.
Yeah.
I wonder what that. Oh, man, the overtime on that would be crazy.
Right.
Sorry,
It's pretty wild stuff, and I'm a little upset at the absurd lack of information.
Yeah, it's interesting. Really well.
I still am on the same side as I'm on the side of like, I love that. Hey, we don't know what it is. Let's shoot it down. It's like, man, that makes so much sense. Let's just shoot it down. Right. And then, okay, personally, like if he shot that down and it was like like I don't know how far away from the nearest like population, even the smallest town in Alaska, like it's still like, what if it like had some kind of what the heck I'm trying to say, so it's like nuclear powered or something like that. If it was something that was man made, that's still radiation,
right?
Yeah.
That could fucking like destroy that area. Like they choose to fucking shoot this down over land, and then they took so long to shoot down that spy balloon. I like there's something like I hate to be the guy that screams conspiracy, but there's something weird about this. Like some of the decisions that the government makes just doesn't make sense at times.
Yeah. I still kind of the guy I did a shout out for, Steve, he was like, dude, you're not giving the government enough credit. They do some messed up shit. And I'm like, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt by saying sometimes I think people are just kind of doing what they can at the time. But yeah, sometimes in this, it does seem like, there's very questionable, actions and statements. How do you get up on a news, a conference and say it was aircraft, but it wasn't?
Right.
Or was it? Or not?
Or
maybe.
Not. And the amount of indication that goes on in those press reports is like, they can indicate shit to you like it's nobody's business. Nobody ever says anything,
Right.
And then they finally say it's like this. It's all in this report that we're going to give to you, and it's all blacked out.
Yeah, it's all redacted, and
yeah.
The sources indicated that the object was mysterious in its nature, but they didn't indicate exactly how it was.
How mysterious.
So we're gonna file the report and let you guys take a look at it as soon as it's indicated to us how indicated it is. And with that, we're gonna, God bless America. You go have a good day. Praise the Lord. And it's like, you're kind of at the end of the conference, you're sitting there like, I feel like you didn't tell me anything just now.
I feel like I'm more lost than I was before I came into this room.
So there was also a UFO shot down over Russia.
Really? Yeah. It sounds like there's a UFO at your house right now.
I was just about to say, are you hearing that? Like you went all robotic.
Yeah, robot Gibbs.
Hold on a second. Is this Gibbs?
Yeah, it's me. I promise.
Are you sure? Like maybe it's the
He
maybe
switched
it's
back.
yeah.
He switched
Yeah.
back. It's because we were on
Mm.
to UFO over
This
Russia.
this news report's 2 hours old,
Ooh.
and it's on
Ooh.
MSN. Okay, so MSN article: a mystery object described by one local news outlet as a UFO has been shot down over the southern Russian region of Rostov. I'm gonna butcher all these Russian names. Vasily Golubev, the governor of Rostov Oblast,
Vasily.
wrote on Telegram that a small sized object in the shape of a ball had been discovered flying in the wind at an altitude of around 1.5 miles on January 3rd. The object was spotted above a village of Sultan Sala in the region's, oh, good lord, there's so many consonants in this, Myanikovsky district. I'm sorry I'm butchering the Russian language, but obviously it's not my native tongue. Golubev said that the decision was taken to liquidate it. I like how they say that.
Yeah.
Liquidate it.
Let's liquidate it. Like it's
It's not a
overstock.
like a return like comforter.
It's fucking furniture overstock. Let's
Yeah.
liquidate it.
Well, it looks
You know?
like it does look like the Russians aren't without their own indicators here. It says that Russian Russian lawmakers are indicating that it may be a Ukrainian drone. So they got their own shitbags in charge too, huh?
Yeah. So, yeah.
I wonder if they have like a room that just says the indicating room.
The indicated
The-
headquarters.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
This is some weird shit, man. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, all this stuff is happening. You
Yeah.
know, it's very peculiar.
I mean, it is weird, but there's also that thing where it's like, what if it's not just happening? You know what I mean? What if it happens all the time?
and we're just now hearing
We're
about
just
it.
not hearing about it. Like
That's kind of what I was thinking.
4 months ago, what was in the news every day, constantly? The war in Ukraine.
Yeah.
Right.
War in Ukraine. All of a sudden, some other stuff happens in Hollywood, and where's the war at?
Right.
It's gone. Nobody's covered it. And then, I'm just saying, it's like,
Yeah, it's back page stuff now, you know?
I swear to God, if there's no better proof out there that they control the narratives, they want things to trend and they want things to die off, and this stuff here is like, you can't stop, billions of people from looking at the freaking sky and going, what's that? What is that?
Hey, what's that?
That's weird. That's not a star, years ago, I may be misremembering this, but I used to have this old night vision, like monocle scope thing, right? Or how do you say it? Monocular?
Yeah.
Okay. And for fun one night, I went outside and it was a starry night and I was shining the night vision at the stars. And the amount of shit that I was seeing in between those stars was breathtaking. And I'm like, am I seeing bugs or something? What am I seeing? You know what I mean? We can only see so far. But man, if you guys out there, anybody out there has night vision, shine it at the sky and look at that, because that blew my mind. It's the amount of stuff you just can't see.
In December, there was a UFO scare in Korea.
Really?
Oh, it was a rocket launch, though. Never mind. Sorry, redacted.
That's pretty scary, though.
Right?
Yeah, it's still scary. Where was the rocket heading?
Yeah.
Right.
I imagine if you're in Korea and you see any kind of rocket launching, it's probably a little bit of an ass pucker moment,
Right.
You have no idea where the hell the thing's headed. Yeah, here's one from January 11th. Russian shoots down ball UFO after spotting the mystery object in the sky. Like, dude, what? Okay, here's another one. Is it a ball or is it a weather balloon? Or a spy balloon? I keep calling it a weather balloon. I think it's because we used to call UFOs weather balloons until the government said that we're not going to do that anymore. You know what I mean? They were like, it wasn't a weather balloon. You got us.
Well, that was the whole thing. That it was a weather balloon because back of the Roswell thing.
Yeah.
because that's what they said it was. It was a weather balloon.
It was a weather balloon. It just had like 3 aliens on it. That's all.
Yeah, I just see all these officials like going around. You're stupid. It's a weather balloon.
Yeah. We didn't say it was our weather balloon. That's their weather, the aliens' weather balloon. You guys didn't read it? Stupids.
God.
Yeah. We're like, I don't know what got into us on that one.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'll go back to the drawing board.
Yeah, it says Pivyet Rostov carried a headline that said a UFO in the form of a ball was shot down in the sky. Telegram channels that night described how air defense systems in Rostov have been operating. The channel Ostorozna Novosti.
It's fun, isn't it? Trying to speak Russian.
Which translates to caution news. Published a video showing a shining object in the sky and then exploding. So the footage is actually out there. You can look it up. And I may be able to get the link to that. Let me see what I can do. Tell you what, man. You name a UFO report, and I can literally cross-reference it right off of Above Top Secret. These guys on Above Top Secret are second to none, and they are all over this shit. And I'm a lurker. Like I don't even talk to anybody on there. I just read because it's like, to me, it's the best way to find news. Like if you want real world news, these guys are reporting from everywhere. You know. And the one thing I really like is that there's a lot of conspiracy on it, but nobody really tries to shove it down your throat. They're just like, dude, isn't this weird? And that's that. And then you can kind of just, decide for yourself. It says here, ATS credited as a source for a 2007 leak of UFO UAP sighting in 2004 by Navy pilots. Fucking wild, man.
Shit's weird.
Let's see here. The USS Nimitz is the one that saw the Tic Tac. Yeah. Pretty cool.
They scrambled jets on that one. That was a whole event too.
It's pretty wild, man.
Yeah, they had that. I think they had that guy, the guy that was like on radar on the news or something. Like he even was like when they first declassified all of these UFO stuff. He was like one of the first people that they talked to.
Yeah.
Like, because he kept saying it's like on the radar, it would pop up and then disappear. And then pop up and then disappear. It's like, the only way you would disappear off a radar is like you would have to go real low, right? Like, I thought that's the only real way to getting away from radar.
Yeah.
So if it was doing that, that means it was dropping fast and then coming back up.
Yeah.
Going down and back up.
Moving.
Yeah.
Here's one. This is pretty interesting. It says here, in December, an amendment was added to the National Defense Authorization Act, the NDAA, that would require the Department of Defense to investigate the UFO sighting in Roswell in 1945. To date, an investigation into 1945 Roswell sighting had not been made mandatory until now. Pretty interesting.
Yeah.
It said here, Fox News reported that All Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, created in July 2022, will lead the effort to identify any unidentified anomalous phenomena that may pose a threat to national security. So somebody out there is taking it serious. Somebody out there decided that this was, like, okay, it's time to start looking into this because, obviously we can only have so many weather balloons floating around out there. I mean,
right.
Dude, okay, listeners, okay, I'm talking to you now. Think about this. The weatherman barely ever gets it right. 50-50 at best, okay? 50-50. Best job in the world.
That's really pushing it.
That is. That's best job in the world. You can go in and say there could be a tornado or not. And if there is, you're a genius. If there's not, thank heavens. It blew by.
Yeah, I've always said that I wish I wanted meteorology.
There you
because
go.
That's the only job that I could be wrong at and still keep my job.
Exactly. Right. So how many weather balloons do you actually think are out there? And what purpose would they actually be serving? Just saying.
To be perfectly honest, like what I can, it's self-explanatory, but what does a weather balloon actually like? What does it do other than detect?
It
We still use those today
it
for
it floats around.
meteorology.
Yeah, it floats around and takes like readings and apparently like pressure, pressure readings and
Oh,
wind direction and
I
all
thought we
that.
u-
I
I
mean,
thought that was a thing of the past. I didn't even think we still use that kind of stuff.
well, I mean the air's thinner up there, so it's harder for us to monitor it. So you might want to throw a balloon up there. All I'm saying is that you might, you know what I mean? You might throw a balloon up there, but not every UFO I think is going to be a weather balloon, you know.
Yeah.
Like to me, I think the idea of a Chinese spy balloon, I think that's idiotic. I'm like, dude, it's not. So when I think of spies, man, I'm thinking like covert, you know, hiding a camera and an ink pen. You know what I mean? Like we're getting the info and you don't even know we're there, man. I'm not thinking of like this gigantic balloon floating across the sky where people are like, "There's a balloon right there." You know what I mean?
Just think
to me that's hard to spy.
they should have they should have like dressed it up or something.
Paint it blue.
Like probably like wait till like the Macy's Day Parade or something and say that one of the big balloons attractions flew away. Like just have Snoopy flying around. Like oh one of the balloons got loose.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
See, that would have been, to me, that would have been infinitely more spy balloon if it was a giant Snoopy floating through the air, you know?
Yeah, I would have thought none the wiser. I was like this, yeah, it's probably hard to keep those on the ground. Like, whew.
What kind of information could China have possibly gotten from that balloon? Truthfully, you know? What are they sitting there and they're like, guys, we just got the info back from the balloon right before they blew it up. They have no idea what the weather's going to do. How can we use this against them? Come on.
Interesting tidbit.
All I remember hearing was they went over 3 of the missile bases around us.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's where
was it intentional though? Because it's a fucking balloon. You can't.
Yeah, the only. Yeah, because it was in Canada for the longest time. I was like, what? Like, come on.
China's trying to figure out how to make maple syrup. They're reverse engineering maple syrup.
Yeah.
Poutine.
What? Yeah. What's the thing of Canada that they need to know? Like, if anybody has beef with Canada, you're a dickhead. They are probably the nicest country out there. Like. They're like, oh, we did something wrong. Sorry, sorry.
I mean,
sorry.
They do right before they insult you in Canada. They apologize. I mean, come on. I'm sorry, but you're a dick. That's okay, buddy.
I'm glad that you apologized.
What was you saying, Josh?
Apparently, there are 92 weather stations that twice a day release weather balloons in the U.S. for a total of 67,160 balloons per year that are launched. I had no idea,
and we have no idea if the forecast is actually going to happen. We had the winter apocalypse predicted for a week. They're like, "We're all going to die."
Yeah, and then what happened?
It rained.
I don't even think.
And then 3 days later, we got snow.
Yeah.
But like the local city that reports our weather had like flurries. And then 3 days later, we get snow.
Yeah. And I mean, for that whole week, man, it was like, ah!
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's going to rain. It's going to snow. We're going to die.
Everybody was making milk sandwiches.
Was there some dude at one of those stations like, release more balloons.
Right.
Maybe we can block
release
the
the
snow.
Floodgates.
If we release enough balloons, we'll block the snow.
Yeah, I mean, like
balloon,
I work outside,
a balloon wall.
You know, and it's super aggravating because the building I'm working on, I can't just work outside. I have to. There's occupied space there, and we've got the face ripped off of it. So if I open it, I have to close it if it rains because I can ruin interiors of spaces we're not working in, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like there's companies that probably would not like to have rainwater coming in through their ceiling. Understandable, right?
Yeah.
So like I watch the weather constantly, and every single time it's like it's going to be windy as hell and rain. I'm like, all right, we're not going outside, and all the way till it's time to go home, it's beautiful and sunny, not a drop of rain. But if I go, okay, it's not supposed to rain today, we get out there and we open it up, and all of a sudden it starts raining, or we show up and it's raining. It's
Yeah.
They don't know.
They didn't
what's
release
going
enough
on.
balloons, Josh. That's what it was.
I think we need double the balloons.
We need to up our balloon
So
budget.
I feel
That's
we
what it is.
take a little bit from the military budget and put it into the
And
meteorology,
maybe that's
the
what's going
balloon
on.
production.
Maybe China is like, you guys need more balloons. We're
They're
going to send
giving
you
us balloons.
Is it our birthday?
These guys are all right.
right?
Look at us figuring out world problems.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh man.
Yeah.
See, we should be the diplomats. We should go to foreign countries and talk.
I think at some point we're gonna have some of these leaders get on the show, and we'll just set them straight. We're like, look, here, we
Yeah.
figured this out, guys, a couple seasons ago. Look, it's what it is, man. I don't know. This stuff's it's interesting, and I know everybody's listening to this is probably like, I mean, by now probably feel at least a little dumber for listening to us today, because I feel dumber just just reading this stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. The weather balloon thing, it's interesting. I think it's a UFO. I do. I think it's a UFO.
yeah. With that being said, like figuring out how many weather balloons are set off in a year,
Yeah.
I still think that what they're seeing has to be something else. Because even like the maneuvers that they're saying that these things are doing, it's definitely not a weather balloon. Because a weather balloon, if it's going to move drastically because of wind or whatever,
Yeah.
it wouldn't go in a pattern.
Right. And not only that, are we really just releasing balloons and not pulling them back down?
That's what I was about to say. How much does because there has to be some type of like thing to do testing up there and stuff. I really want to try to sound smart here, but I can't. But is it just gonna like float off into nothingness until it just starts to slowly drift down, maybe crash somewhere? Like shit, like is it gonna fall in somebody's pool?
I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at. Is like, well, okay, here's a scenario for you, Ty. Wake up, maybe get some coffee. Like, I gotta get to work. You go out to your truck, and there's a giant balloon, an alien balloon ship, hovering over your truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're gonna abduct you, but you gotta stand still because they're in a balloon.
They're like kind of swaying back and forth. It's
and you're
like
like dodging and weaving, like, you're not abducting me. Not today, Satan.
I might be fat, but I'm nimble.
And they're like, damn it, we got a runner here. I don't know. I just don't see it myself. I mean,
I'd just be like, okay, I'm a little like kind of confused, but I'm impressed. Did you
Okay.
come here in this balloon? So you were in outer space in this balloon.
Apparently, weather balloons start out about 5 feet in diameter. And the rubber they use is designed that once they get up to about 100,000 feet, it expands to the limits of the rubber. And they pop, and there's a little orange parachute on the device that's recording the weather. And that comes back down to Earth, right? So that's why they're released twice a day. And that's why so many are released, is because they're not traveling the globe, so to speak. They just kind of go up and hover around and drift and then come back down,
wow. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder how fast is a weather balloon?
I wonder if there's schooling for this. Whether
Go to balloon school.
Go to balloon school.
It says here
I
that
swear, Josh, if you're looking that up, I'm gonna die.
typical balloons can rise at the speed of 1,000 feet per second. Takes about 2 hours to get to 120,000 feet. Pretty wild.
I just can't believe that we're still using weather balloons. I just didn't think that would be.
And to date, there's
Like-
never been a report of an airplane striking a weather balloon. That's good.
Whoa, what's the highest that they go though?
About 100,000.
Yeah.
100,000. Oh, okay.
It says that they only fly for about 2 hours. Did you read that too, Josh?
I didn't catch that part.
Yeah, it says
But that makes sense.
they can drift about 125 miles, and they can go up to about 100,000 feet. And it says here it takes about 2 hours for their entire flight.
What's
And they spend quite a bit of that time just getting up there.
Yeah.
So
I'm just confused by cause what's the normal flying?
30,000.
That's what I thought.
Commercial aircraft. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 30,000 feet. That's
That
their
would
cruising altitude.
suck. Just cruising a fucking along, and then next you know, a fucking parachute with a box comes across the windshield, like, ah!
I would say that they probably do it in areas where there's not much of a flight path.
yeah, you would think.
A radius of 125 miles is really not that big.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's like what 60 something or 75 miles.
Yeah.
You
Between
can
60.
assume that they would have like some type of beacon or something that would tell, okay, there's a weather balloon in this area.
I'm sure they have
And,
a like some kind of GPS indicator, something that lets them
Yeah.
know, like, hey, we got a freaking another one of the balloons right here, so don't fly through there. You don't want to be the first guy to hit one of them things. It'd be embarrassing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then all the other pilots will be laughing at you, and they'll be joking
Yeah.
around when they're at the
And then somebody's not going to get their weather report.
yeah.
You don't
'cause
want to be
know
that
how
guy.
accurate that is.
Yeah.
Then all the other pilots are, over there in the pilot locker room, and you come walking in, they're like, "Sup, balloon boy?" Yeah,
It's just a mess.
it's a mess. You don't want that.
I really would like to get a pilot on the show
God, it'd be
to
great.
see, just to hear if they've seen anything out of the ordinary.
I mean, technically speaking, we've had a pilot on the show.
Is it on location?
No, Jake was a pilot.
Jake.
Or
Oh,
Jake
Jake was
Yeah,
pilot?
We gotta bug Jake again.
He's got a license. I don't know how often he flies. Not very often, but
Yeah.
I know he did get his license.
We should aggravate him this week and see when we
Well-
can get him back on.
We can do that.
We should.
Wait,
I like
what
talking
kind
to
of pilot was he? Was he one of those big,
No, he's
like a
got-
Cessna?
Yeah, he's got a license to fly a single engine, I believe.
And those don't go up to 30,000 feet though. They go,
I don't think so. No.
yeah. So I'm not saying that you wouldn't be able to see anything, but I was just wondering if because there's always been, you hear about reports about pilots, commercial airlines and cargo planes. Oh yeah, there was something that just flew past me, and no one
Right.
knew what it was. So I was like, I really would like to get
Yeah.
a commercial or
Looks like all Cessnas are kind of have a hard service ceiling of maybe 20,000 feet or so.
But that in the grand scheme of things, 20,000 versus 30,000. When you're talking about 100,000-foot balloon,
Yeah.
that's marginal. If you're at 30,000 feet, would you even be able to see 70,000 feet above you?
Yeah. It says here
Yeah.
the RV-9A has a service ceiling of 24,500 feet. I don't know. It says, what is it? It says here the absolute altitude is a measure of how high an aircraft can climb when it runs out of any further climb capability under normal rated load.
Right.
So, I don't know. Pilot stuff. We should definitely get Jake on and aggravate him about this.
yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm sure even if he's not flying regularly
Yeah.
at all, he works around people who do.
Yeah.
And that's another thing too, just to talk about a pilot about the maneuvers that some of these objects that's been on these videos can you hear it on the news that we can't do that kind of stuff, like those kinds of maneuvers. But it's actually awesome to like. I want to hear it from the horse's mouth, like somebody actually telling us that is a pilot. It's like, yeah, if he tried to do that in any type of aircraft, there's no way. Like, I would like to hear that. I don't want to hear the news.
Yeah, same.
Say.
I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, I've been around situations where the news reported on the situation, and and watching the news get everything so incredibly wrong. I would much rather hear it from a source.
Absolutely. I'm always gonna love talking to people one on one, or in our show's case, it's 3-on-1, but still, I like the back and forth and get it from the horse's mouth.
Yeah.
What do you think, guys? Do you want to give them the rest of their day? Let them.
Yeah, definitely.
Let them try to get through the rest of their week without us.
Yeah, and all you flyboys out there, if there's any of you listening, get a hold of us. We need brains to pick.
We want to talk to ace pilots.
Ace.
I mean, I don't know. I don't even know if that's
Top Gun. Iceman.
Are we like restricting ourselves to military pilots?
I don't know.
No, just somebody that's that.
I mean, like
those stuff.
I guess if to be an ace pilot, you have to be in the military. I guess you can't just be like an ace airline pilot.
I believe the aces. Refer to dogfighting.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna look it up though because I hate giving misinformation.
Yeah. Well, that is interesting though. I don't know. I want to aggravate Jake, and I got this one guy, this ghost hunter guy, urban explorer guy on the hook too. I gotta get a hold of him, get him on here so we can get into some paranormal stuff if you guys are into it.
Okay. So it's exclusive to fighter pilots.
Gotcha. Okay. So there's no such thing as an ace airline pilot.
Yeah, it's
there was.
Originally, it started out as anybody that shot down 5 or more enemy aircraft.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah.
Which can't be easy. Could you imagine though if there was like, hey, this guy over here is the first ace airline pilot. He took out 5 enemy planes with his 747.
Was it like there's a Delta pilot with a shotgun out the window taking down Spirit Airlines?
All he's got to do is shoot down spy balloons, right? Lean out and pop. That's an aircraft. Huh?
I mean, technically speaking, yeah, or a drone. I mean, do they have to be in the air when they shoot down an enemy aircraft? Because you could like just go skeeting for drones and be an ace.
There. Hopefully, we're giving somebody out here good ideas.
It is illegal to shoot from a moving vehicle, though.
Unless you're in the military.
Yeah.
Unless you're like, that's what I'm saying. It's like if you're on a civilian airline, I don't think you're gonna give reassurance to the passengers in the back that you're shooting fucking spy balloons in the back.
You know what?
Out the window.
We're in America.
Actually, I think there is like limitations on that because there are people that hog hunt from helicopters.
Yeah.
So there, you are allowed to fire a weapon from an aircraft, but I'd say that there's special licenses required to do so.
But we're not even taking into consideration the cabin pressure. We're thinking that he can just slide the damn thing forward, and the fucking pressure just gets out.
Pop. He's doing drive-bys. 747.
Oh god.
I'm just saying, like, if something like this happened, where this airline pilot took out a bunch of spy balloons, when he landed, he'd be like, I'm gonna turn myself in because it was illegal for me to fire from the airplane. He's going to land and people are going to be like, dude, you know what I mean? We're in America. We celebrate weird shit,
Right.
I don't know. Hopefully nobody takes us too seriously out there in YouTube. Calm yourself. We're kidding. Jesus, so sensitive.
Crap. They're not even going to let the video be seen because we use the word guns and shots.
Yeah. They're probably
airplanes.
They'll be like, you're not allowed to talk about spy balloons.
Right.
Yeah.
They're gonna find every word.
And it's
Something
not. It's
wrong
an
with it.
uphill battle. It's an uphill
Yeah.
battle to just say to have a conversation and have fun anymore. You know what I mean?
Just the simple fact that we said guns and airplanes in the same sentence.
Yeah.
Labeled
Oh,
as
yeah.
domestic terrorist or something stupid. Well, there we go. I just said that. So
They're gonna-
now,
yeah.
Oh shit!
Now
He
they're-
threw terrorists.
Now Tyler's gonna get swatted for sure.
Oh please no.
Yeah. It's terrible.
Okay. Yeah,
All
it's
right.
a
Well,
terrible thing.
you know what? On that note, everybody,
Yeah.
take care of each other out there and keep an eye on us. You know, try not to let us do anything too stupid. Okay. Thank you.
Mwah!
see you guys.